Am I always wearing the same thing? I feel like I am. I am always wearing the same thing. I'm typically doing the same shit too. Listening to the same music, making the same posters, talking about the same shit. I don't want to be boring, you know? A lot of people are boring. I feel like that's like my worst fear. It's like to be boring. And yet I have to face that fear every day because like my life is so damn redundant. You know? But moderation helps everyone feel safe. To build a positive live chat experience for you and your viewers, choose who can participate. No, I ain't gonna choose who can participate. Fuck that shit. God. There's always like a pop-up message, you know? There's always a pop-up message from YouTube now because they're trying to keep everybody safe, whatever that means. When I hear the word safety, I hear the word control, okay? Let's see, it's 1:30. I have to be at work at 4. Going in on my day off again. I do not have a day off this week or next week. I just really like working a lot. I never accomplish what I say I'm going to accomplish anyway. You know, I'm more likely to get shit done when I'm pressed for time than I am when I have all the time in the world. So it's just the way my brain is wired. I'm almost done with this poster. I'll show you guys in a second. Nobody's here. But let's pretend that there's a whole stadium of people watching me color a poster, okay? Gotta make some coffee. Gonna make some coffee. Gonna make my smoothie. Okay. This is it, you guys. Can you see it? It says truly confident people don't make announcements, okay? I did this one last night. It says everything sheds. That black in the background is a smelly marker. You notice that it's rainbow? It's rainbow for a reason, okay? It's not just rainbow to represent gay stuff. It's rainbow to represent all colors and all types and all creeds, okay? Everything sheds. I'm explaining my art, okay? Yeah, the shedding is what keeps us in a fucking prison. Because we think we're supposed to do things all because other people do them, you know? The more popular something is, the more likely it's going to just take over the damn world and nobody's going to know why, you know? But, hold on, I'm going to stretch. I'm going to stretch. So I don't have to take a muscle relaxer. You guys, I have so much clutter. That's why I told myself I was going to shoot a video. It's like, I'm going to live stream so that I declutter As if that's gonna fucking happen. That's such a pipe dream right there. What are you doing? Alright. You gonna show me your ass. That's cool too, I guess. Oh! You know, my neighbor is a really bad hoarder too. I took one look at her garage and I was like, holy shit, this is gonna be you in like 20 years. She says that she's been threatened. So she's gotta get rid of a bunch of shit. She had all these trash bags. That was me, April 20th of this year. I don't know if you remember, but April 20th marked the end of Great Lent, and I was told that I needed to clean out my garage if I was to replace my water heater, because my garage is so much stuff in front of the water heater. And so when I got back home after my church celebrated Jesus, okay, our salvation and the hope of eternal life, just all the things that Jesus represents. Lent is fucking awesome. Like, I can't wait to do it all over again. But yeah, I didn't do any drugs that whole time. I didn't drink coffee. I had no caffeine. So I was super motivated to do a lot of stuff. And when I got back from my little church picnic, I just cleaned the fuck out of my garage, and I was up till like, I don't know, 6 or 7 in the morning doing it. But I was very, very focused on it. But yeah, I was clearing out trash for the next several weeks. Well, the thing is, though, like, this neighbor of mine, like, she parks outside for a reason. Like, her whole garage is full of stuff. You know, I'm not that bad. I'm bad, but I'm not that bad. Just give it time, right? Just give it time. Oh. But I realize, like, I keep accumulating clutter. Like, I can't stop doing that. And that's kind of silly for me to even think that's possible. You know? Because that's like suggesting that I could just rewire my brain to, like, not do what my brain does best, you know? And that's kind of silly. Isn't that so silly? She agrees with everything I say. She doesn't know that she agrees because she's dumb. She agrees because she's my cat and she has no choice. Because I am the dictator of this house, bitch. I am the dictator. I supply your food. I supply your water. I supply your pets. You don't get pets without me. You slowly blink because you trust me. And you don't even know why you trust me. Because you're so dumb. Okay? So she's purring right now. She doesn't even know why she's purring. I'm kidding. Cats are very smart. Mm. Precious baby. Precious baby. My other one's licking herself over there. If you could lick yourself all the time, you would. You know? You definitely would. Don't you love how I'm just talking? You can't even see me. I'm just lying on the fucking carpet. You don't have to be high on heroin to do that shit, y'all. You could just be overwhelmed. You could be overwhelmed by your state of mind. You could be overwhelmed by all the clutter in your house that concerns you. Whew. Yeah, we need coffee, don't we? We need coffee because you're totally going to drink a cup of it, aren't you? You're totally going to join me. A lot of the time, they'll try to get at the coffee beans because they hear the sound and they think it's cat food. Isn't that right? That's how dumb they are. They hear the crinkle of any fucking bag and they come running. They've been conditioned by Western demoralization to think that cat food is real food. Okay? Just like Westernites have been conditioned to think that fast food is acceptable. Well, anything that's fast is probably not good for you, you know? Because if you're putting it into your body, preparation, time, effort, all that shit, that makes for a better experience, does it not? Now I'm a hypocrite because I keep buying them cat food. I tell myself that I'm gonna give them real chicken and all that. You're supposed to eat like chicken bones and like raw meat. You're supposed to eat raw meat because they're like the ultimate carnivores. But they've accepted the shitty store bought food, you know? And now, of course, they have like better versions of that. So they get their crude protein. You know, they say there are no fillers and all this shit, but it's still bad for them. It's just more expensive. I guess it's not as bad as like Friskies and like the really cheap cat food. But they love avocados though. I don't know if they're supposed to eat avocados. I don't know if they just like them because it's just any kind of food. They want it because it's something to eat, you know? I think that's more the case. Y'all are just desperate. Y'all are so desperate. Okay, we gotta get up now. We gotta get up. We gotta make coffee. Oh, shit. Come on. Okay. My hair is awesome, isn't it? It's so gray now. It's got this whole gray streak. I like the gray streak. I think it's cool. It kind of freaked me out at first. Just like these wrinkles kind of freaked me out. And then I was like, this is what happens when you get older. You age. People that fight that are kind of dumb, you know? Because it's like, I can wear makeup to cover it up. I could get Botox. I could get surgery or whatever the fuck. But it's like, why fight something that's naturally happening? That just seems counterintuitive to me. But I think I just don't have that part of my brain that most women have that's like freaking out about the way I look and everything. Sometimes I'm ashamed of that. Sometimes I wish that I had that. But that's just not the way that I am. And I think that's somewhat appealing to me too, because it makes me a lot more real than these superficial bitches. I'm kidding. They're not all like that. You ever meet somebody superficial that's like ugly? Somebody that's like really fake, but like it doesn't make sense because they don't seem like they have anything to offer in that specific department. A narcissist, basically. I changed my shampoo. I was using this other shampoo that like it made my hair like stick to my head, and this whatever shampoo this is like so much better. But yeah, see that's the thing. I don't even know what hair product I use. I can't even tell you because I don't give that much of a fuck. You know, women can talk for 20 minutes about a hair product. Um, we'll never understand it. But anyway, okay, hopefully this thing won't cut me off. I'm pretty sure I have enough battery. Hello, one person. Yeah, but see, look at this. Just look at my house, okay? Okay. Here's a little tour. Here's a little tour of the clutter, okay? Okay. So, you see all those posters? That's a lot of posters. Okay, that is a fuck ton of posters. That I keep telling myself I'm gonna like put on Instagram, but I haven't done it. Okay? And I'm tripping over my cats. Okay, so you see this? You see this floor? See that table? Holy shit, look at that table. Actually, no, don't look at it. It's depressing to look at. Okay. Like, this right here is a good example. Okay. This is my brain. Okay. What you see right here, all of that, that's my brain. And so that's why I'm so frustrated. I feel like I can't get anywhere. And I tell myself that if I just make coffee, I'll get where I need to go. You know? That's silly. That's a fucking lie. That's a lie. And I don't know if that's a lie from me and my addict brain, or that's a lie. Why do I do this? Why do I do this? That's a lie from the world that says you need to buy this product. And if you buy this product, you'll have what you need to get tasks accomplished. So, that being said, I'm still going to make some fucking coffee because I want to believe the lie today. Okay? I want to believe the lie. The thing is, I don't need 8 cups of coffee. I don't. I need 1, maybe 2 cups of coffee. I mean, technically, I don't need it. But anyway, apparently, I was chosen. To participate in a national survey on drug use and health. I can't fucking wait. I'm going to get $30 for this shit. That would be awesome if I could just take surveys and get money. Because I'm sure that my opinion on drugs and health is a lot smarter than most people in this country. Well, I know a lot about mental health. Not enough though, apparently, because I can't stop this clutter problem, right? But that's the thing. I feel like I'm supposed to try to understand it, and if I understand it, it won't fix it, but it'll make enough sense out of it that I won't make it worse. You know what I'm saying? Hold on 1 second. I need to burn some incense in this motherfucker. I really do. So like I'll tell myself, every day I'll tell myself, you're going to do this, this, and this. Never do this, this, and this. At least I don't write that shit down anymore. I figured that out. I'm like, don't waste additional time writing down stuff that you won't do. Okay. Be right back again. So I got this stuff yesterday because I was having a tooth problem. You ever had a tooth problem? It's mainly that tooth. It's really not bothering me as much as it was. But this is eugenol, how do you say it? Eugenol oil, which is clove. That's the stuff I had a seizure on. But yeah, clove is like an herb that was given to us by God that is designed to relieve toothaches and all that. Now, I'm not sure I'm going to go to the dentist pretty soon, but I'm not sure if I'm having a cavity or it's just because of this hole in my nose and I'm having constant sinus drainage, which is affecting my teeth. That affects my teeth. It affects my brain. So I'm getting headaches and shit. I'm just letting you know that, like, I'm not trying to play victim about any of this stuff, but I'm saying that everything affects everything. So if you have some obsessive compulsive behavior, that's going to negatively impact other elements of your life. You know, I have a lot of people that like me that have really bad OCD. The guy that I dated a few years ago, Judson, he has really bad OCD too. And he was telling me, like, man, nobody understands it. They don't have it. They don't understand it. It's like, yeah, dude, because you can tell yourself, you know, and I've just been thinking about this in relation to alcoholism and addiction and all that. Like, you know, you can tell yourself over and over again that you're not going to drink, but at the end of the day, you're drunk, you know, and it's like, there's something about that obsession. That's why I think it's a demonic entity, because it's attached to you and you can't get away from it. It's like the only thing that can take you out of that is God. And it's crazy to me that people like don't want to believe in God, but it's like that's really the only hope that us shitheads have. Okay, so what, you want to take away our hope? Fuck you. You know. Anyway, I need to make my coffee. Back to addiction. See this big ass cat food. She thinks it's cat food. That's 5 pounds of coffee, you guys. 5 pounds of coffee beans from Colombia. Okay, I'd highly recommend this, by the way, Mayorga. If you really like coffee, it makes way more sense to buy it in bulk because it's just a lot cheaper, and this is really good organic coffee. I wish you could smell it, but unfortunately we don't have the technology yet. But yeah, this clutter problem is like, it's really been bothering me as of late, because I just don't want to be one of these old bitches with cats that is like, it's obvious that I'm crazy. I know that it is obvious that I'm crazy, and I know that's it's kind of silly that I'm talking about this, as the whole channel is about being crazy and just accepting it and figuring out ways to handle yourself that aren't pharmaceuticals. But like, I pray about this all the time. God, show me what to do with this. Show me how to twist this. Show me how to flip this. Show me how to tweak this so I can make it work for me. You know, and sometimes, you know, what I've realized with certain things, it's like, it's better if I just avoid it. You know, with alcohol, cigarettes, now marijuana, it makes me sad about marijuana, it really does, but it's just better that I avoid it now. But I still have it. I just use it on my wrinkles now. If I were to eat this, I get super fucked up. But I can still use it as a topical. It's really good because it's coconut oil, but the THC is anti-inflammatory, and there are a lot of benefits to it. I put this stuff on my knees and it helps with the inflammation. So I never like swore that off completely, because marijuana will always be a special part of me. It's always in my heart. It's like that Phil Collins song, "You'll be in my heart." Isn't that from like Tarzan or something? Oh. Yeah, I just wanted to show you, you know, I'm not tempted to eat this at all. Like, I have a theory that if you're tempted, you're not done. You're not done. So I didn't, you know, swear off. I just said I don't have a need for that anymore. And I really don't. But I can still be around it. I can still have it in my house. I mean, all the kids that I work with get high on a regular basis. If you ever need to be like reminded of why you don't want to do something anymore, just be around people that aren't doing anything with their lives. Okay. And I'm not saying that to feel superior to them or anything like that, because they're just in a different place in their lives. They're way younger than me. So, they got time to waste. But, especially that vape pen with the fake ass, uh, whatever that weed is. It's not weed, dude. But it's like, it smells like the cannabis plant took a diarrhea doo doo. That's what it smells like. If you know what I'm talking about, it's a very mechanical smell. Um, and I don't know if it's just the vape pen itself or like it's whatever they're putting in that weed. It just smells fake. But it's like I can tell that it's weed though. Like I know that they're smoking weed. But yeah, it smells like absolute shit. But yeah, um, that is a good reminder to me as to why I don't want to fuck with it anymore, because it's just not the same experience. And that's not just because I changed. I like to make the case of, well, the marijuana didn't change, I changed. But the marijuana did fucking change. So, I know that it could still be enjoyable. I could still get something positive out of it. But it's just like when that percentage of enjoyment is lower. What the fuck did they just get into? Hold on a second. Oh, did you knock something down? You knocked something down. Imagine that. A cat knocking something down. Crazy. Crazy. It's almost as crazy as yours truly not picking up another piece of litter and adding it to a fucking box of trash. Like, I literally have trash in my house. Like, I pick up trash. And I'm like, I need that. Like, I tell myself that I'm going to do something with it. Anyway. Yeah, that's why I can't fuck with marijuana anymore, because, like, it makes that worse. Like, the part of me that's really disorganized, it makes it so much worse. And it's mainly because of, like, how high the THC content is. And you don't have to tell me, well, you could just get a strain that's lower in THC, higher in CBD. It's got CBG and CBN, all this other endocannabinoid stuff. But, like, I just rather not. I've had so much time with that plant. But I don't know. I'm indifferent about it. And I feel like that's the best place to be, rather than, like, having a real strong sentiment towards it one way or another. Like, I chaired an AA meeting last night, and I'm glad that I went back, because it's reminding me of how people give their life to God. And in a lot of ways, I would say that non-Christians do that better than Christians, And so I don't talk about Christ in meetings. I mean, I'll reference him, but I don't. Obviously, it's not the place for that. But I've spoken with several people outside That's why I go out to dinner with them, so I can tell them about Christ. And it's cool because I've had some of them be like, "Dude, I should read the Psalms." I'm like, "Yeah, you really should." I don't know why all these Christians are like, "Read John." No, no, the Psalms, the Psalms, the Psalms. Okay. I'm telling you, man. Every aspect of human existence is in the Psalms. People don't know what to make of the New Testament. If they don't have discernment, I would say that the Psalms are for people that don't have discernment. If you don't have that gift, you're going to misinterpret everything. I mean, just look at all these people thinking that Jesus is coming back. I mean, that's what they want you to think. That's why they're amping it up. I mean, it's shitty though, man. It's fucking shitty. It's shitty. I mean, that's the main reason why I avoid technology as much as I can, because I know what it does to people's brains. Our brain is like a computer, And what happens when a computer gets a virus? It fucking crashes, and that's exactly what's happening with our society. So, suicide, mind you. This isn't a real civilization. But people chose the things that are turning it to total fucking shit a lot quicker than anybody could possibly anticipate, including myself. So luckily, though, Donald Trump has managed to kill all of my previous excitement about politics. It's not his fault, though. It's everybody else's fault. I will blame everybody but Trump. Okay, just to be different. But it seems like people they want to get lost in that. Politics is for people that want to get lost in something that's never a solution to any life problem. I mean, people that don't vote and just focus on their life and what they can do to help themselves and help others, those people make a lot more sense than everybody that goes door to door trying to campaign for some motherfucker that they might have good intentions. Let's pretend that there's no evil system of child raping, sexist shit. Let's pretend that that's not a thing, okay? Let's pretend that every politician has good intentions, or maybe certain politicians have good intentions and they can do positive things. This world is really shitty. I've always believed that. I've always had a lot of faith in God, but I've also had a lot of faith that the world was bad. And so I guess that's why I don't fall into these same traps. Because when I was younger, I was very liberal, and I went to all the stuff that I was told to go to, and I saw that it was bullshit then. It's a form of conditioning. All right. I don't know how to respond to that. But yeah, I would say that politics is for people that don't have much of a personality. And I think that's why I'm all over the place when it comes to my belief system, because I can't stick with anything. I can stick with God because God has stuck with me all these years. But that changes though. You know, like my relationship with him changes. My relationship with myself changes. Change is the only thing that's inevitable. But God's still right the fuck there, you know? But what's crazy is that people have either consciously or subconsciously made choices to alter themselves without even noticing. You know, because I keep seeing all this stuff pop up in my feed while I'm uploading my videos about like, oh, everybody's changed and things are happening so fast. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up with your negativity, bruh. Okay, it's just. It's like they're trying to push this whole like end of the world shit, or just talk about how bad everything is. Which is why like this channel, and if I'm tooting my own horn, so be it, but I would say this channel is it, okay? This will show you how to deal with those motherfuckers out there. You just gotta create your own chaos that you can obsess about. You know? It's driving me crazy though, man. It's driving me up one wall and down another. I feel like I'm like, what are those roller coasters that like go everywhere? That's me. Okay, like, you know, the ones where you hang upside down and shit. But like, there's some of them where, yeah, like you're positioned upside down, or you're like standing up. That's crazy. I used to be terrified of roller coasters, and then I dated this guy in high school, and I told him, make me get over this fear. And then we went to Six Flags. That's a good joke. If my audience wasn't liberal, that would be such a good joke. Six Flags, a gay club. It'd be like the 6 best homosexuals of the city. You know, the only good homosexuals of the city would be allowed. There's a joke here. I should write that down. It's funny. It's stupid, but it's funny, isn't it? Where's my notebook at? Hold on. Six Flags, 6 bags. Anyway. See, I crack myself up. That's the point of comedy, y'all. It's to keep yourself alive. What was I saying about amusement parks? Yeah, so my boyfriend from high school, like we went to Six Flags, and yeah, he made me go on all the roller coasters, and it was fun. It was so much fun, dude. But see, that's the type of person that I am. Like, if I have some horrible fear, like, I'm just like, I need to find somebody that's gonna like force me to do the thing that I don't want to do. You know, that's how I overcome it. I force myself to have a boyfriend. Some might think that that's superior in my like intimacy or whatever. I've been intimate with people. I've been in love. I can't imagine though, like being with somebody, having a kid with them, like bringing life into the world, and then being forced to be with that person. Because that's essentially what it is, you know? If you bring a child into the world, like now, like you were forever attached to this other person because of that life that y'all created together. And I wish that more people would think about that before they fuck. But yeah, like, ugh, that's really depressing to think about. That people don't consider that when they have sex with somebody. Like y'all could be responsible for creating a life. Y'all could be responsible. And of course, you know, feminists would be like, well, you don't have to do that. Well, if you thought about this more, baby girl, you wouldn't have to be protesting that Republican lawmaker. Just saying. Personal responsibility will never, ever, ever be a thing that is popular. Never, never, never. And that's why our society continues to crumble, because people keep making excuses. So, like, why is shit, you know? Personal responsibility. I was thinking about how, like, if you're a responsible person, you can't blame everybody else for your shit, you know? And if, like, your whole existence revolves around blaming people for things, then yeah, you just won't be a person anymore, will you? Like, your whole existence revolves around yelling at people online, or like getting mad at the other guys for being the other guys. Okay? Like that's what so many people do now. It's like their entire existence. This is it, y'all. And yeah, you got way too many people that are like that. Now, I wrestle with this quite frequently. Like, you know, that chicken or the egg bullshit. You know, like, were people this way before social media, or did social media really change them? Well, they were open to that change. Okay? So I know people are on social media. I'm on social media. You don't see me changing because of it. Like, at least not in the ways that I don't like. Because if I see that and I notice that, I'm like, wow, I'm more of a piece of shit. Maybe I should not use this as much, you know? Like, if I feel like I'm wasting a bunch of time, if I go on Instagram to see if anybody messaged me, and then I find myself looking at pictures or stupid videos or whatever the fuck, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my life? You know, like, I don't want to be like that. I mean, I can't tell you how many mornings I woke up in urine because of my booze habit. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I'm gonna die this way if I don't stop. And then I stopped. You know, it's like people just, they don't seem to have the desire to be better people. But I think that's always been the case. You can't just blame Mark Schmuckerberg, as easy as that is to do. You can't just blame women because, like, oh, they ruined social media, they ruined the internet. It's men spending way too much time with women on the internet that's ruining the idea of what men and women are. Okay? Y'all are spending way too much time together. It's this integration. And look, I work at a damn restaurant, okay? So I am fully integrated with everybody. I work with all types of races, all the genders, all of them, okay? But it's really cool working at a restaurant because of how many young people I work with. So I get to see the world that they live in. And, you know, doing stand-up, you know, people tend to be pretty left. And so I get a good dose of, like, what they think is happening from their perspective. And that's really good for me. Like, as a comedian, as an artist, as an empath, it's really good. As a Christian, you know, Paul hung out with everybody. Jesus hung out with everybody. Amy Gross hangs out with everybody. Okay? But yeah, it's like that's what we're called to do. We're not called to like sit on a high horse and like judge people that, you know, aren't on the same high horse. Anyway. Oh, I don't think I showed you guys these posters. Maybe I did. Y'all weren't here for this. I did this one last night. I just did this one today. Truly confident people don't make announcements. Who else is always nauseous? Did Jesus die on a cross or not? That one is specifically about people that obsess about the things that they do or obsess about the things that other people do. The legalism people. Now that doesn't mean that like we shouldn't strive to not fuck people in the ass. Okay? That doesn't mean that we shouldn't strive to not overindulge. That mean like if we sin, we can repent because there's somebody that died for that sin. But Jesus is the example that we're supposed to follow. People don't get that. So they want to obsess about sinning. They want to obsess about the sin itself. But that's not going to get people out of sin. Does that make sense? I mean, at least it never did for me. It just kept me in this guilt trip where I was going everywhere, you know, in my head. But yeah, and you know, this thought occurred to me when I was high on weed, but it also occurred to me when I wasn't high on weed, when I was actually participating in divine liturgy. So I was high on Christ. But it occurred to me in these separate occasions, I just need to trust God and I'll let go of it eventually. So I took that as a sign. If I was thinking the same thing when I was high and then I was thinking the same thing when I was in church, that like, yeah, there's something to this. God will never abandon you. No, he won't. Mental illness is a gift. It really is. I mean, it's a curse, though. It's a curse. It's definitely a curse. Did I show you guys this? Comedy has been dead. It's true. It's true. I mean, like a lot of these comedians, like they're not actually really even doing comedy. Like they're just talking about politically correct shit that's not. Like that's not funny. It's not even about political correctness like a lot of people think of it, like the left, like in regards to gender and race and sexuality and stuff like that. It's like, no, political correctness in regards to like what's popular, what's relevant. I would say that's a way more prevalent thing. People that talk about things because they think, oh, this is what we're supposed to be talking about. This is what everybody's talking about right now. If I want to make a name for myself, or if I want to be noticed, or if I want to be seen as relevant, I have to talk about the stuff that they're talking about. Well, if you have the same take or a very similar take as everybody else, then like there's really nothing different that you're offering. And it's like, that's why I'm saying comedy's dead, because it's not, people aren't being authentic. People don't value the authenticity part of anything. Because they don't see that as like a way to succeed. I love this. This is my absolute favorite. Jesus didn't die on a cross for nothing. This took me a lot of time to do, by the way. You can tell the ones that took me more time, but it's very it's very 80s. Like it definitely like screams like 1989, doesn't it? But yeah, I think about that a lot, like when I'm obsessing about, things that I've done wrong, or like I just beat myself up and I'm like, dude, Jesus died for that. So shut the fuck up, girl. Anyway, shut the fuck up, girl. God save. It's funny. I should write that down too. Politically incorrect relationship with God. Yeah, but back to this clutter problem that I've been lamenting over as of late. I don't want to be putting myself in a situation where like I'm just stressing myself out more and more, I'm just accumulating debt in my mind. You know what I mean? I think it's really cool. Sorry, I can't get over it. Some days I can't get over it, and today is one of those days. Yeah, I'm so glad that I discovered Orthodoxy, because it's like it's just really helped me to focus on God's love rather than obsess about all the things that I'm doing wrong, which I can very easily do. But yeah, like I really just want to figure out a way to make OCD work. Like I want to be that psychological genius that figures out a way to twist this so that it doesn't cripple me in any kind of way. And maybe that's kind of ridiculous to think that that's possible, but with God, all things are possible. So that's why I keep praying about it. Because I know that like He's shown me the way in all these other regards. But, a lot of the time, the way isn't what I think it should be or what I want it to be or how I imagine it, And so I talked about this last night, this meeting that I chaired about making a decision. So the third step of the 12 steps is made a decision to turn our will and our life over to the care of God as we understood Him. And so the first 3 steps are the most important steps. So the first, we admitted we were powerless over blank and their lives become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. I think about that step a lot in relation to sanity. Like, what does it mean to be sane? I think it means that we're not obsessing about things we can't change. And that's why we repeat the serenity prayer over and over and over again. So I would say the opposite of acceptance is obsession. And this, well, actually, no, that's not true. Maybe it is for me, but the opposite of acceptance is just like rejection of that. Like, no, I don't want to be this way. I can't be this way. I won't be this way. But you still are when you're like pounding your fist, you know? Whereas if you could just sit back and go, okay, this is the way it is. What can I do about it? It opens the door. It opens the door to go, and maybe I don't have the best idea because my ideas are making me crazy. My ideas are making me obsessed about being a piece of shit, being imperfect, not doing anything right, making mistake after mistake after mistake, and then pretending that it's fine. What? Come back. Come back. Come back, my friend. Come on. Say hi to the vortex. Say hi. She's a sweetheart. She's also a bitch. That's what's kind of cool about cats. Who gave birth to you? Who gave birth to you? That was a joke, okay? That was a joke. Oh, okay. Coffee. I'm going to make my smoothie, though. So you guys, one person. I hope it's you, Felix. You should start a YouTube account so you can talk to me. If that's the case. I think a lot of people just take comfort in like hearing me talk about these things that I care about. I'm going to make 2 smoothies. How about that? So like I can obsess about doing healthy stuff too. I try to, because I feel like that's a healthier obsession. Like, you know, I don't have to make a smoothie every day. I don't have to do it. I'm not going to die if I don't. I've proven that. But I'm better off if I make them now, because it's good to get yourself in like a healthy routine, because I have no problem whatsoever getting myself in a very unhealthy routine and doing things that aren't good for my well-being. It's way too easy for me to do. But yeah, back to what I was saying about that third step, you know, making a decision to turn my will and my life over to God. That's like a constant thing. It's like a constant thing that I have to do like over and over and over again. of like, oh, I'm obsessing about doing it my way, and my way isn't working, so maybe I should let go of this idea that I'm going to fix it by obsessing. Oh God, I wish I could do that. But I guess if I could do that, I wouldn't be where I am now, right? Because my inability to make it work the way that I wanted it to work, like, led me to that humility. I feel like I'm always contradicting myself with everything that I'm saying. Um, somebody said something last night that I thought was really brilliant. She said that she just doesn't question her decision to get sober. And she talked about how, like, the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous was like the Bible, um, which is very true, you know. And she's like, yeah, if you're reading the Bible, like, you're looking to it, like, anytime you have a question about life or a question about, you know, some circumstance that you're in, like, that's what you look up. That's like your point of reference. Like, this is how to live a better life. This is how to function in a healthier way. You know, she was absolutely right. So, I mean, I think that if you have faith, I mean, you can question things like, why am I on this path, you know? But it's kind of like, you know, when you're in a relationship, if you have faith in the relationship that you're in, like, you don't just constantly ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Otherwise, it won't work out because you would constantly have doubt. Um, so while I'm all in favor of asking questions, I'm all in favor of wondering, what would my life be like if I had never taken an antidepressant? What would my life be like if I hadn't trusted the wrong people? Very briefly, but long enough for it to have a pretty lasting impact on me, because now it's like my whole life is devoted to exposing these sexist shit. But not just exposing that, because, you know, a lot of people, they don't want to hear it. They don't, and it's really not the psychiatrists that are the problem. It's all the people that believe them. Um, but I get it though. Like, they're pretending to solve a problem, and that problem is definitely really prevalent in our society. So I'm not denying that it's a major problem. Like, mental health is um, a major thing now, like, that people are talking about because they have to talk about it. Like, things are so bad now, and I'd like to believe that, oh well, this will give people an opportunity to reach out to God, but it's like, no, I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think that they're just going to keep turning into the same crap that has never solved any kind of problem, but they still haven't figured that out. And I'm not specifically talking about psychiatry now, I'm talking about culture. This culture is what's pushed psychiatry. So can we really blame the psychiatrist when, you know, people are living in such a way that is encouraging mental health, or mental unhealth rather? Um, Once again, that accountability reel is something that people do not want to watch or listen to, because It's like you're holding people's feet to the fire, going, what are you doing on a regular basis that's contributing to your depression? What are you eating? What are you eating? What are you looking at? What kind of content are you watching online all the time? Do you watch internet porn a lot? Are you on social media a lot? I would say the problem is a lot more to do with um, the social networks, because you could watch YouTube for like entertainment purposes. Like there's informative videos that you can watch about all kinds of shit. I mean, yeah, I think that it's rotting your brain, much like television. But there are definitely people that can look up positive stuff that raises their vibrational frequency. So I think it's possible to do good things with something that has the sole intention of destroying society. But I mean, there are positive TikToks that I've seen. Yeah, I would say that the most people on them are just doing it so they can be seen, and I don't know. It's just weird. It's just such a weird time we're in. It really is. Okay. Do you think I have enough cilantro? I never think I have enough cilantro. I always want more cilantro. But yeah, I've always been in my head about everything, and I can't imagine myself not doing that, not having that constant escape. And for a while, this used to plague me. It plagued me when I was in AA, and then it plagued me when I started going to church, especially in regards to marijuana. Because many will say that um, using marijuana is a sin because it leads you to psychosis and all that. Now, I'm not denying that at all. But if alcohol or drugs can bring you closer to God, then I would say that it's not wrong. But many people don't have that mindset because they just look at it like very all or nothing. Um, but I think that it's a double-edged sword, quadruple-edged sword, as I like to say. Um, where is my peanut butter? Where did my peanut butter go? Oh, there it is. But like, it can be a positive thing or it can be a really negative thing. But like I have stated, you got to look at the percentage. So if the percentage of something that you're doing is more positive than it is negative, keep doing it. But if you start to notice, wow, this isn't really that positive a thing for me anymore, stop doing it or curb your use of it. You know? And whenever you do it, think about it, like, especially if you're high, like, ask yourself questions and really analyze it. Because there's no better time to analyze when you're stoned. Okay? So, don't feel bad. And don't listen to people that are trying to make you feel guilty about it. Never. Get away from that person. Get as far away from that person as possible. Because they don't understand and they don't have the empathy to try to understand like where you are. You know, they're not trying to meet you where you are. They're trying to force you to come over to where they are. And those people are wrong on principle. Because it doesn't help. Like all the times I felt guilty about anything, never helped me stop. It actually made it harder to stop. Because then it just gave me another reason to keep using. Because you want to escape that feeling, right? Right? I know this friend of mine, he's addicted to porn. Well, I don't think he is now. I think he has got a girlfriend now, so he doesn't. Hopefully she's still around. But yeah, he was telling me that like whenever he'd get rejected, like he'd think he was going to go on a date with somebody, and then they bail on him. This was before he met the girl. He's from another country, by the way. American women suck, and I say this as an American woman. I'm not saying that there aren't any good ones out there, but I would say that like there are a lot of problems that are, I would say, very Western, but even more so American problems, and they really start with women. Feminism and just the overly overtly political stuff. It's like they have this idea of like the 50s being like the most oppressive time in history, um, in relation to race, in relation to gender, and all that stuff. But if you talk to older people, they'll tell you a completely different thing. Um, let's see how much battery I have. 49%. Okay. Oh, let's see that. Little Sophie. Um, but yeah, like
I mean, it's just crazy to me to hear people talk about how oppressive things were back then, considering the fact that like people literally choose to be oppressed by getting addicted to things like porn, um, and medications and things like that. So it's like it's kind of weird, um, that people they're complaining about a time that they didn't live in. They have no idea like how it actually was, but they're being told of how it was, not by people that lived during that time, but by people that live now that have this idea of it because of political persuasions that they've subjected themselves to. Um, but what was I saying about porn though? Oh, the guilt. Yeah, like I told him, I was like, if you watch porn, don't feel guilty about it because you're just gonna watch it again. So like accept the fact that you watched it. Same with relapse. Like the worst thing that you could possibly do is lament over doing something wrong because now you're just gonna keep staying in that same cycle, and that's exactly what the devil wants, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You call it the devil, you could call it a demon, you can call it, a disease or your disorder, or like the shitty part of your brain. How about that? Okay. You're telling yourself that you deserve that. You're a piece of shit. Don't do that. Don't do that. We all make mistakes. And pornography is so addictive. I wasn't addicted to it for very long, but I can tell you that it was like one of the worst times of my life. And I regret looking at it. But there's nothing you can do now. Like, those images are in your brain. And it's like thinking about like how powerful that is. The people that make all this stuff, they know how powerful that stuff is. They know the psychological tendencies that we have already. That's why they create the stuff to be as addictive as it is. And we can go on and on about how evil these people are, what they've done to us, but we do it to ourselves. And they know that. They fucking know that. And they know that we'll blame them and they'll never be punished. If anybody's punished, there's going to be a fall guy. That's it. The Jews aren't going down, okay? Just saying. I'm not one of these people that just blames the Jews, by the way. My best friend's a Jew. But it's just kind of stupid. It's like the whole boogeyman thing, It's like, you notice that communists love to blame capitalists and capitalists love to blame communists? They're both long words that start with a C and end with ist. and both of these groups of people do the same thing. And you can make cases about both political philosophies not being good for humanity for various reasons, and how both political philosophies are used by really bad people to destroy societies. You could make both of those cases. Now, I would make the case that you could apply either if you have the mind of Christ and make that shit work. So if you took the book of Acts, and instead of having a communist society, you had a capitalist society, I'm sure that if everybody was a disciple of Christ, they could still make that shit work. But that's never going to happen. Anyway, I'm not trying to be all gloomy doomy over here, but I'm just saying, like, that's never going to fucking happen. The people that run the world want everybody to have a certain idea of what's happening. And multiple narratives are being constructed at the same time. It's actually pretty impressive to watch, like, with this beautiful bird's eye view that I have. I call it the billboard view. The view from the billboard. Okay. Where's my turmeric? Here it is. I'm just showing you what we're doing, okay? So you're like, what's going on? I'll show you what's going on, okay? It's turmeric. It's turmeric in action. This is coffee in action, okay? I'm actually going to put some milk in my coffee. I typically drink it black, but sometimes I'll drink it with milk or cream just because it's too damn hot and I really want to fucking drink it. So that's why I love iced coffee so much. I will drink iced coffee in the dead of winter. I'll drink iced coffee if it's negative 20 degrees. I don't give a fuck. I'll sit outside, freeze my ass off, and keep drinking iced coffee. So fucking good. Anyway. Appreciate you guys watching this. Whoever's here. You don't have to talk to me. We'll talk to you. My friend Eric is going to come over here and try to figure out what's going on with my Twitch. I attempted to do a stream on Twitch, and it just didn't work. I have the OBS system and all that, but I don't know if I'm just technologically illiterate. You know, you probably realize that about me. But yeah, I don't know if it's something to do with my laptop or what. But I feel like I really need to do more live streams and like try to talk with people. Because I do think that what I have to offer is pretty authentic. Especially considering my lack of a smartphone. Not to toot that horn, but you know, we're going to toot it. I mean, it's not even like, oh, I'm better than anybody. I'm really not. Like, I'm just not wired to go along with society. I've never been. I tried to go along with society and I was just miserable because of it. So it's just better that I don't, you know? And that's definitely paid off. Like me making the decision to not go along with society has paid off in so many ways. So, I mean, I have so many people telling me they're jealous of me and how free I must be. Yeah. Yeah. I'd be jealous too if I were you. But here's the thing, though. You wouldn't be jealous of this clutter, though. You wouldn't be jealous of my rhinotolexomania, this chronic nose picking habit that I have. I would say it's not a habit; it's an addiction. Okay. It's a body repetitive behavior. That's why it's so bad. I also have that when it comes to like my nails, like chewing on my nails. I used to rip my hair out. I also did that because I took jabs that I didn't want to take, and they fucked me up. Imagine that. But yeah, it's a tick. You know, I rock back and forth. That might just be a schizo thing, but yeah. So it's like a lot of what I have to offer that is right, that is wise, that is insightful. It's like, keep in mind that there's a lot of fucked up shit about me as well. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I feel like I can't control about myself, and it's really frustrating. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out a way to make that shit work, not beat myself up over it. And my only guilty pleasure these days is coffee. It's not really caffeine, it's coffee. I could drink decaf, but what's the fucking point?
But I don't think I drink coffee for the caffeine part. I think I drink it for, just the coffee part. But I guess I could drink decaf. I mean, I drink dark roast, and dark roast actually has a lot less caffeine because um, they're roasting the coffee beans longer. So, but it just tastes better because it's black. Dark. We're dark. Okay. Okay. We got the turmeric. Now we got to do the ginger. I got to watch this battery like a hawk because it'll just cut me off. Like it'll warn me that the battery's low and then it'll just shut off. Yeah, I've been working a lot lately. I've been chairing AA meetings every Friday. I've been chairing a meeting. There were 5 Fridays in October, by the way. I did not know that. And now I've been volunteering at my church. So if you don't know, like I'm in the choir, but I'm also now working with kids in this thing that we have, this church school thing where we just like hang out with the kids, make sure they're all right. They just work on a task. It's really cool. It's like my church in the basement, they have this little area that's specifically for children with like little tables, and it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'll take some pictures of it. I don't want to film down there because I don't know, I feel weird about that, even though they all have smartphones. But I don't know why I'm weird about that, considering the fact that everybody's documenting everything all the time. But sometimes people don't want that because it's weird to document stuff all the time. And I'm kind of breaking my own rule here, but I'm also doing a documentary type thing. So it's not an excuse, it's a reason. Okay, it's called art, right? But anyway. Yeah, we don't read the Bible or anything. It's not like a church school like that. It's like we just kind of teach them about God and like how to pray. And so I feel really honored that they asked me. And I was like, look, I'm not an authoritative person at all. Like if there are kids like running out into the street, like I don't know what to do. I'd probably be like, I'll go with you, like if you're going, I'm going, I don't know. Like it's crazy to me how parents can do that. Like every time that I'm around kids, it somewhat terrifies me because I don't have that in me to like keep them from touching a hot stove. I don't have that because I can't keep myself from touching the hot stove. So I don't know how they do it, but I'm in awe of parents. They're the ones that actually parent. At my church, specifically at my church, that's not just a bias. I work at a restaurant, so I see this total lack of parenting and this total lack of communication and these kids with the giant headphones, and it's ridiculous. Anyway, they don't all have autism, okay? They might all say they have autism, but I guarantee they don't all have autism. They need to call it autism. Ooh, write that down. Autism. I wish it was altruism. That's good. None of the heathens would get it, though. But anyway. Yeah, it's cool to, like, watch them play. It's cool to watch them, like,
just be children, you know? It's refreshing to see that in this world right now. But anyway, this thing's going to cut me off here shortly. 33% remaining. That's a good number, isn't it? Promise we're not a Mason. I promise we don't work for any of those people. Okay, but 33 is a popular number. That's why all that shit with like Charlie Kirk, like they made it so obvious that that whole thing was bought and paid for, and I'm not claiming that I know like what happened, but I will say that whatever they tell us or whatever they sell us is not what happened. Okay. I'm just really, really grateful that I got out of politics. I'm grateful that I'm not involved the way that I was before. And I wasn't involved, like, I wasn't part of campaigning or anything like that. But, you know, I have a fucking Trump flag, okay? You want to know? I'll show you. Hold on. This is how much I used to love Donald Trump, okay? He's probably AI now, just to let you know. They can easily fake everything now. Which means that they always could. Okay? Now they're giving us the technology so we can totally destroy ourselves with it. But keep in mind, this technology's been around for a while. Okay? What if Donald Trump has been here since the beginning of time? What if he's like that clown in It, and that's been around since the beginning of time, and he actually lives in a sewer, and he's a spider, and you never know. Okay? No, you're not going out to the garage. Fuck you. No, fuck you. I'm the dictator. Okay? All cats act like they're dictators. She just looked at me like, excuse me? Excuse me. But yeah, I have a Trump bobblehead. I have a Trump flag. I have a Trump t-shirt with cartoon Trump pissing on cartoon CNN. Okay? That shirt's hilarious too. It's so funny. That's why I bought it, because I thought it was hilarious. What else? I'll have a Trump mask. Let you tell you right there that whole thing was bullshit. A Trump coffee mug. You can't even put it in the damn microwave. Okay, it's fucked up. Yeah, I was really into him. Mainly out of spite. Mainly out of spite of all the people I do comedy with and people I work with that are like so anti-Trump it's not even funny. So it was really more out of spite than me like actually believing in him and having faith in him or whatever. But I also think he's funny because I'm an actual comedian, and so is he. So yeah, if people looked at it from that perspective, if people looked at things like, oh, I could laugh about this rather than be upset and whine like a little girl, they would have a much better time. But they don't want to do that. They never want to do that. That's another reason why comedy's dead. It's like you don't really have people looking at all the angles, you know, so it's pretty boring. And you can say that's a left problem. No, it ain't. I mean, I see a lot of people that are liberal that are really funny. And I see plenty of conservatives that ain't funny. So I think funnier people see things from as many angles as possible. And let's see, you gotta plug this shit up now. We gotta plug it up. Okay, we did it. We did it, y'all. We did it. Let's see.
Okay. I'm gonna go make that smoothie, but I'll be right back if you want to stick it out. Oh, who texted me? Somebody texted me. Yeah, look at this. It's like flimsy. The last one was flimsy, and then it ended up snapping all the way off, and I'm worried about it. So I put it in this protective case. Where's my protective case? Oh my goodness! What will I do without my protective case? Um, but yeah. Um, I'll be right back. I'm gonna make that smoothie. You're gonna hear it. You're not gonna want to be around the blender because it's way too loud. You probably already know that though. Hold on, Vortex. Hold on. We'll be back to enlighten you with smoothie mouth. Oh my goodness, you guys. I almost forgot about the best part. That's right. Apple cider vinegar is the cure for so many things. When I had shingles, I put apple cider vinegar on my blisters and it healed them like almost immediately. And by heal, I meant like it stopped itching, and I noticed that they were like so much better after I did that. It was crazy, man. I still can't believe I went through that. I still have that like phantom shingles. Apparently, that's the thing. Like you still itch, you still have pain sometimes. But yeah. Okay, that's interesting. There's this article that just came up that says AI becomes dumber when trained on viral internet content and there's no cure. Well, what does that say about um what does that say about how stupid our society is? That like if the AI pays too much attention to us, it's gonna be stupid. Okay, you ever get insulted and you can't tell if the person's insulting you or they're insulting themselves? I'll be right back. I get a lot of these comments where like I'm just really confused and I don't know if I'm just an idiot or they're an idiot. Um, both idiots. That's probably always true to some extent. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Vortex! Vortex! I'll show you what happened. Hold on 1 second. It is kind of funny, but it's fucked up. I should be more upset about what just happened, but I'm really not. Look at that, though. I'll be right back. I have to take a picture of it because anytime that something crazy happens, I have to take a picture of it. But I just spilled this smoothie all over my counter, and there's like green smoothie. It is kind of funny though. I think it's funny. I shouldn't think stuff like this is funny, but I do. I don't even know how this fucking shit happened. Like, let's see, do I have enough? I have to show you because this is like really, really crazy. Let's see how much battery I have. 33. Okay. You have to see this for yourself. Do you see that? Do you see that? I have to show you before I clean it up because it's really important that I clean this up. But just let you know the kind of mess that I am capable of making. Okay? Just imagine how much worse it is with booze. Anyway, I have a mess to clean up now. So I'm going to go. But thank you for hanging out with me. And I have a smoothie on my leggings too. Isn't that awesome? See, I don't get mad about stuff. Like, I just don't. Like, I just have a mess to clean up. Right? Just the best way to look at it because it's not going to make the mess not have happened. But I've got some shit to do before I go to work. So I guess I'll talk with you guys later. And thanks. Thanks for everything.